This is Hannibal from the HannibalTV.com going over the top 5 wrestler arrests of 2019, starting with WWE Hall of Famer Sunny, real name Tami Lynn Sitch, who has been having problems with the law for about 20 years now, as it's been reported that as early as 1999, her own mother filed a restraining order against her, which she actually violated and was arrested for. She also spent 97 days in jail back in 2016 and had several more instances related to intoxication, driving, actually numerous incidences related to drunk driving in recent years. In February 15th, a bench warrant was issued for her by a judge in Carbon County, Pennsylvania. She missed a scheduled drug test on February 11th and failed to report directly to her parole officer, as well as failed to maintain a stable residence and report her whereabouts according to what she had to do to stay out of jail. So again, she was put back in jail where she was until at least August 22nd of this year, which is the last thing I could find. She was supposed to have a parole hearing in Carbon County, Pennsylvania on August 22nd, where she may have been paroled. However, I can't find any more news on that since then. So she's either still incarcerated or she has been paroled and keeping on the down low. Let's hope for her sake that she's been paroled and keeping on the down low. From what I've heard from reputable sources, the two wrestlers that have spent the most money on the WWE's rehab program that they offer to all their past employees are Sunny and Scott Hall. It's a little bit sad that they'll pay for drug rehab, but they won't pay for issues like Marty Jannetty's ankle that needs to be fixed, or Billy Graham's had numerous issues that were directly related to his in-ring work in WWE, but they won't fix the physical issues, even though a guy like Graham has never been to the WWE's drug rehab program. The second on my list of 2019 arrests is current WWE star Jeff Hardy, who was actually arrested twice this year, once for public intoxication related to passing out in a public stairwell, and another time was getting his second DUI arrest in 2 years, also known as DWI. Back in October, according to TMZ, he was busted in Moore County, North Carolina, and booked for driving while impaired, as well as driving with a revoked driver's license. In 2009, Hardy had been arrested for basically possession of a lot of drugs. He was charged for trafficking controlled prescription pills and possession of anabolic steroids after authorities found 262 Vicodin pills, 180 Soma pills, 555 milliliters of steroids, residual amounts of powdered cocaine, and drug paraphernalia on his premises. He served 10 days in jail for that. Third on the list is former WWE and WCW star Marlena, also known as Alexandra York and Terry Runnels, who is the ex of Dustin Rhodes. She was arrested at Tampa International Airport on May 29th when cops found a Glock 9mm handgun inside of a sock in her backpack. Clearly, if it's in a sock, you would think That's definitely an attempt to conceal. She was charged with carrying a concealed firearm and was facing up to 5 years in prison. Terry claimed that this gun was actually to kill armadillos and not actually to commit any crimes. I guess wherever she lives, killing armadillos with 5mm handguns is just a normal, everyday thing. And they ended up dropping the case, issuing a letter of release dismissal, which basically means, in theory, she could be prosecuted for the case down the road, but it's likely she never will be prosecuted unless she does something again. Fourth on the list is Jimmy Uso's. However, I want to state clearly he was found not guilty in his DUI case recently after being arrested July 25th near Pensacola, Florida, due to allegedly driving while intoxicated. There was video evidence of him speeding, swerving, and stumbling during the arrest, according to TMZ. However, he refused to take a breathalyzer test, and he pled his case in front of a jury, and the jury declared him not guilty. So we haven't seen him in the WWE lately, but this could mean we could see him back in action in 2020. Finally, in what became a viral video here in Canada, current WWE star Lacey Evans was given a speeding ticket while on her way to a WWE house show in Edmonton, where she now famously decided to turn a real-life situation into a skit, and she recorded a skit that the officer apparently agreed to, of her berating the officer for giving her a ticket, etc. And it made headlines all over Canada. The video blew up, and it basically made Canadian police officers look like idiots, in my opinion. And there's been numerous times over the years when I've dealt with serious security situations at bars where it's taken 20 minutes or more for police to come, and other situations, various places I've worked security where police have taken forever to come. So it annoys me a little bit to see police like this goofing around with wrestlers well on the taxpayers' clock, and we do pay a lot of tax here in Canada. And of course, she received a speeding ticket. I don't know if she paid it or not. I don't know if she fought the ticket or not. But from all reports, it was a real ticket. It's just him giving her the ticket, and her making a skit out of it was planned. That's why she didn't receive a further punishment from being rude to the officer. And actually, she was rewarded for this whole thing by WWE. They gave her a match versus Natalya on their highly controversial Saudi Arabia show, where they were paying wrestlers huge money to perform on it. So I'm sure she made more than enough out of her notoriety from this that got her that big match in Saudi Arabia to pay the ticket that it is in Canadian dollars, being in Alberta.